enjoying this little video, feel free to subscribe to the channel, because that is really nice to see that people are actually watching what I'm doing. That's just pure ego. You know, I'm an artist. I like people to see. I don't just want to paint in a dark room and live with my painting. I want you to see my painting. I want the world to see it as much as possible. So please share, subscribe, comment, like, all the usual bullshit, because that helps it really helps get the word out there. As you can see, it's still a little bit windy out here. That's where I was gonna be, but it's just too windy. I mean, I'd be okay over there, but getting there would be a bit of an issue, because pulling out of the marina with this much wind, I don't think I'd feel that it was safe, because you get a big old gust of wind come in and I could end up hitting one of these boats, and that would just be a nightmare. So we're not going to do that. But yeah, windy. Yesterday and today have just been like this, and the boat never stops moving. It's the bit I don't like about the boat, living on the boat most of all, because it's just everything you do, you got to kind of do carefully, because the boat, it's moving. It's like living in an earthquake. It really is. It's like living in a continuous rolling earthquake, except you're supposed to be having fun, right? Oh, forget it. It's done.
L'istinto è quello, L'istinto è quello lì, dice, ma
Let's see if we can climb up these stairs. Oh, I see what it is. They get steeper. They start out like this, and then right at the top it gets steeper. So your brain has got into a pattern of left, right, and suddenly it gets steeper, and then check it out. Twink. So that's the reason. Yeah, you can see it's a lot calmer today, but the wind's coming from the north when it was coming from the southwest. So, but because it's coming from the north, it's blowing right in to that little bay that I was at earlier. So that's why I elected to stay in the marina for another night, and I'm very glad I did. That is the Isle of Capri, where I was a couple of days ago, and then that's Salerno over there, and then that's a kind of boring bit of coastline where there's just nothing to look at. And then here it's really nice, and that is that's Sergio's boat, and that's his first boat. He's a helicopter pilot, and he was actually just in Malta, and he didn't like it that much. Not on the boat, he was there for work, but he just is like, it's not for me. Nothing wrong with it, just, you know, it suits some people more than others. Now I have to go back to the boat and do some writing. I approached a couple of magazines and online places to see if they want anything written, because they don't really employ journalists as much as they used to. And so if anyone offers to give them content, they're like, yes. But these guys came back with, yeah, we'd like to do a main feature, or we'd like you to do a main feature, like 3,000 or 4,000 words and a bunch of photographs. I'm like, Eek! I can do 300 or 400, but now I have to go and write 3,000 or 4,000 words, and I am not a writer. I'm a photographer, but I'm up for a challenge, and I have an editor. That's just my friend Liana. Hi Liana. I'm sorry if it sucks, but I'll do my best, I promise. I will take your advice and make it better. I probably shouldn't be trying to film this, but well, here goes. Grab. This place is a mess. There's nowhere, I can't put the stuff inside because there's just no space. I just need to get rid of some stuff, but I can't get rid of things that I might need until I get there, and then I'll have a big clear out. We lost power at about 10 o'clock last night, which is too late to call anybody. I just switched to battery power. Actually, no, I just went to sleep. I'm like, screw this. I'm gonna go have a good night's sleep. This boat is gonna get a good cleaning when it gets to Malta. I'm gonna haul it out when I get to Malta and just blast the bottom and probably recoat it as well because it hasn't been gel coated for 3 years. But she's going well still afloat. Water stayed on the outside. We're gonna take a look at Poffles and see if it's fixable. If it's not, it doesn't really matter because it's more annoying. It's not a safety device. It's a device for getting me ashore if I am anchored out in a bay somewhere and need to just get ashore. I've actually found the hole. It's here. You can see the rusty thing just snagged it, but that is patchable, a sizable hole, so we'll get that fixed and Poffles lives another day. It's funny, I think I found this for like £4 in a like crappy shop in Maidenhead, but I've used it so many times. So I'm making a little bit of an effort to, as I'm on a roll, having fixed the Poffles, I'm going to see if I can figure out why my solar stopped working. So first I'm going to check that the panels work. I'm sure they do, but you know. Yeah, 44.6 volts coming out of the panels, which is exactly what it should be. See, nothing. So I've got to pull out this wire and figure out where it's broken. This might be the culprit. And you have to be very careful when you're working out the deck because tools have a habit of flying off, and once they go, you ain't never gonna see them again. My old science teacher, Mr. Goss, when I was about 14, said the more connections you have, the more trouble you're gonna have, so avoid connections. Direct pieces of wire are always better. And guess what? He was right. Taking care to always cut away from the fingers, because one day you're gonna get it wrong. This morning I not only fixed Poffles, patched it, but fixed. I also fixed my solar. So you know what that means, don't you? Breakfast beer. Don't judge. Starboard propeller might have something caught in it, I'm not sure. I'm gonna have a look. Just a quick stop here for a little shopping. That was a successful little trip into town, and there's the boat. Always good to see the boat. very occasionally, it's nice to come out to the front of the boat, to stand on the bow as we're heading forward. It's so calm today. There's not a wave for 100 miles. It's just beautiful. So beautiful. I encourage people to travel all the time. Go on adventures. Do shit that you weren't expecting to be able to do. Go learn to rock climb. Learn to play guitar or whatever. But do something creative, because your life will be better. No one ever died thinking, I should have been less creative. You know, I just should have been less creative. It never happened, it never will. So be more creative and support your local artist. This guy. It's so calm, so relaxing. I mean, some days when the water is a little bit bouncy, choppy, it just gets tiring on the boat, because you're lurching from side to side, up and down, and you're just like, will it ever stop? No, it won't ever stop. It's the water. So days like this, where the boat is as stable as it is in a marina, because check out that water there, right? Now in a couple of days it's gonna get a little bit more like 1.2 meter waves, and I don't really want to be out in 1.2 meter waves because it's just tiring. So I'm gonna get to the next place well, this afternoon. I've booked in for tomorrow night, but when I get there I'm gonna reevaluate whether I should just push the fuck on, because if I just keep going, it tucks me through the Straits of Messina and gives me the shelter of Sicily. That would be nice, because I can get to the tip of Sicily and it's a lot calmer, and I can poke around the corner to Ragusa, and that's my last stop before Malta. I still don't know why I'm going to Malta, so I appreciate people asking, why Malta? I don't know, I got no idea. It just seems like an interesting place. They speak English, it's very stable, it seems friendly, it seems pretty. Why not Malta? I'm also really glad that I took the time to dive down yesterday and get that crap off the prop, because if I hadn't, I'd be using the port engine the whole time. Right now I'm using the starboard engine and it's running completely smoothly. Before it was like, it just felt like there was a lump and it didn't feel good. It was like, and it's not only uncomfortable, it's not good for the drive shaft, because it's just putting extra stress on it that needed to be gone. So a little bit of uncomfortability freed up the shaft. We are good to go. When I'm cruising with one motor like I'm doing right now, every couple of hours I swap over by turning on the second engine, turning off my autopilot, recentering everything, getting the second engine up to speed like that. Ooh, that feels good. Feels good, but I don't need to go this fast because I just don't need it, you know? So let's get back there. I don't need it. Not when diesel is 1.94 euros per litre. That's a lot of money. So I'm going to wait until I get to Malta, where the fuel is about 120. It's almost half the price, which is great. So yeah, this is two engines, and then what we do is we pull the starboard engine down. Alright. And then I recenter everything so we're going the same direction, because obviously the thrust is asymmetrical. So once you've got everything set, I can then punch the autopilot again, set 169, and we're good to go. they're letting me come in really early. It's about 9:30, and normally you wouldn't go in till about midday, but I wrote them a note on Navily and said, hey, I'm here early, and they're like, no problem, come on in. Course on Channel 10. Boop. So the wind's picked up quite a lot, so the guy is going to come out and help me, but it's just I don't like doing these Mediterranean berths when you're getting blown around. Nice looking marina. Yeah, it's actually not too bad because the wind is directly away from the pontoon, so.
No, poi fa che essere dormito.